Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Todd and Kira here, As You Wish Publishing at AsYouWishPublishing.com. And we are going to talk about the 8 best practices, 8 tenets.
I should have did the 7 tenets. I would have got your attention. Inside joke.
Okay, he's joking with me because
Inside joke.
I used to say the 7 tenets of change work in our hypnosis clinic, and I think I spelled it wrong. And it was probably
tenants,
like a tenant would rent an apartment.
Do you own property? You have an apartment building? No, I just have tenants.
I just have tenants. So yeah, he gave me a hard time about that. But we want to talk about, we just did an entrepreneur spotlight with Todd Schaefer.
That's me.
COO of As You Wish Publishing, and a chief operations officer.
COO in the house.
That's right. And so we wanted, I loved his answers.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So I want to just go through them with you, these 8 tenets.
The 8 best practice principles to start your business.
Yes, let's do it. All right. So the first one, Todd says, is get your mind and heart right. Get it right. Tell us about that, Todd.
Well, to be as succinct as possible, if you want to start your business, definitely get your mind and heart right so that you can be of service to others without needing. Meaning fill up your cup before you meet your client's needs, and not the other way around. I have, as a business coach and consultant, I have seen many new business owners start out not knowing that. I mean, it's human nature, honestly, to interact and to focus on getting our own needs met, even while we're meeting other people's needs. But the more professional you become with practice and educating yourself and things like that, especially as a solopreneur, because no one's going to tell you to be more professional. You have to just do it yourself. You can be more professional by not putting your needs on the table. I mean, don't try to get from your clients, and don't try to get approval from your clients. I mean, you need a certain amount of approval to do business, but you don't need their approval to know that you're okay as a person in order to be doing business with your client. That totally defeats the purpose of them paying you money.
Yeah, right. That and I know that I've fallen into that in the past.
As have I.
And it happens really naturally.
It's a growth phase.
Yeah.
I think, you know.
Because it's hard to know, am I doing it right? Right. Am I being of service? Am I helping? And if you don't get that feedback from your customers, it can be a little bit challenging. But the thing is that you can survey them. You can do that kind of thing, and it will get you the feedback you need, as well as where you can improve. And that's always good.
I like that comment. Getting feedback about your service and your business is great, and it's a good practice. And it is different from getting approval about whether or not you're enough or you're doing okay. So learn the difference early and you will be much more successful if your intention is to be a professional business owner and to make money and to have a business. Not everybody who goes into business wants those things. It's kind of implied or assumed, but a lot of people get into business to show off to their friends or to keep up with the Joneses, or because it's the latest and greatest thing to do because all your friends are getting certifications and kind of thing. But there's a lot of people who just remain hobbyists and don't get into business because business is a lonely thing, and there isn't a whole lot of social validation being a business owner. It's a kind of a solitary process of pulling up your own bootstraps and motivating yourself on a day-to-day basis. It really cuts the people out soon, at the get-go, once they find out that it's really not a fun social thing to do. It's very much a self-starter, your vision or bust kind of thing. So it's important to get validation like this about supporting you as a business owner, because it is that solitary process, and you do have a lot to offer, and you deserve to have the kind of support that's going to help you get to that real success that you're wanting to have.
I like that answer. Ta-da. You see why I had him do this? This is so good. All right, so let's see. Here's our next one. Test and measure everything. And as the COO,
that's what I do.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
That's what he does.
Yeah. So she starts things and I perfect them more or less,
yes.
or try to make them better. So
the example I used today with somebody I was networking with, I said, he builds the parachute on my way down.
Right. Kira jumps and I build the parachute on the way down.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Let's stitch this up.
Right.
There's a hole. You didn't even pack this right. Start over. And it's like, no, I'm already down here.
Right.
I'm already halfway to the ground. And
yeah.
he's like, they'll figure it out.
In the old days, I'd have been more worrisome and, fear of death kind of thing. Right. When you're falling like that. But now, with more experience and more seasoned veteran status, I'm kind of like, all right, we're falling from a plane. Here are your options. What do you want to do? And I kind of offer them up as options because I want her to be informed, and I want us to be informed, and then choose. And then she says, you know what, let's do that. Or I'll say, you know what, I really recommend a parachute.
I really recommend.
I think we should. I think it's really going to help our chances of being successful in this scenario. And then all I hear from Kira is, "What?" Because you're falling. And me talking like this,
in your mouth.
me talking like this at 9.8 meters per second squared, falling from a plane. You don't hear a damn thing I'm saying. Case in point, you got to laugh a little bit.
That's right. So test and measure everything. Your favorite term there is what gets
measured gets managed. That's an old school business axiom. Test and measure, observe everything you do is providing feedback to you. Watch how things, anything you do in your business, just take notice. You don't have to be a split testing expert. That's a whole different skill set, really. But just look and notice how the actions you take, what were the factors that might have made them successful or lack thereof. Or if you don't know anything and you don't really have much feedback given to you, or you don't notice much happening as a result of what you did, just try something different the next time you do it. And that way you have a chance of maybe getting a better feeling as to what was different. Did I notice anything different? So another good thing to do is, if you don't see any really big differences with testing, then try something way different from the thing you did the first time. Only when you see something really working well do you want to start trying a different color or this or a different font or something like that. When you really got it zeroed in, then you start split testing that really the fine stuff. But in the beginning, as a business owner, you're not doing that. You're just saying, okay, let's sling mud at this wall and see if it sticks to that wall. Okay, great. Next time, let's sling mud at this wall and see if it sticks to that wall. Well, that wall has paint. This wall is concrete. And then the mud slides on that one and not this one.
Yeah.
Interesting. And so just get into the habit of noticing different things about what you do and try to work on it like you're building something.
And I think Todd and I have this philosophy where, if energy comes in to support, whether it's people or networking opportunities or business opportunities some energy comes to support the choice you made, then you might still be throwing mud against a wall, but you have a little bit more support in that particular area. Right. And so you're like, oh, maybe that is a better direction. The air smells less foul down here.
Right.
Right. Sometimes that's the only thing you can do. Either you've got all this tremendous support and good things are happening, or you're just like, that's a little less bad.
Yeah. There's going to be ebb and flow at all times. And like she said, it even applies to networking. We're recently getting more into networking again, for a lot of good reasons. And, she has a lot of experience with networking, but it's been a while. So now we're kind of testing and measuring, well, how did this networking conversation go? How did that networking conversation go? And kind of refamiliarizing ourselves with, what is it that we want out of a networking conversation, and how might that affect our next choices? It's really not rocket science. It's more or less, it's common sense. And just knowing that with every action you take, you are having the intention of progressing somewhere. And, a lot of times we just kind of do this in our natural learning process. If something doesn't feel good, we're less likely to choose it next time. Mm-hmm. If something does feel good, we are likely to choose it. But as a business owner, try to make that a more of a conscious process, deliberate, and you'll find yourself reaping more rewards and more fruit from the process you do.
Yeah. Let's try this. Hey, what is the thing that you measure the most? Or what is it, the thing that you have noticed has gone really well in your business? Write it in the comments. We're learning how to do YouTube. Woo.
Yeah.
All right. Next is qualify your purchases. We are on a budget when it comes to being self-employed, self-business owners, and entrepreneurs. Don't let the word entrepreneur force you into making big dollar purchases for things that will not make you money in the long run. There's no ROI, but there also could be, you could also make connections, things like that, and there may not be any direct money made. But yeah, qualify your purchases. What do you want to say about that? Because that's a big one.
Yeah, starting out, it basically just means truly learn the differences between needs and wants, right? There is such a thing as buying the right thing at the right time, buying the right thing at the wrong time, buying the wrong thing at the right time, and buying the wrong thing at the wrong time. Now, you don't have to go through all of those things I just said, but get the basic idea of, your gut probably is telling you every time you spend a lot of money and probably shouldn't have, mm-hmm. or your gut also tells you when you should invest in something and it is the right time. So that there is a little bit of built-in common sense that we all have. Beyond that, some people have a knack for it, and they're maybe a little bit more comfortable with numbers. Some people, business owners, avoid numbers at all costs, and that can be a problem when it comes to business, because the main thing that you want to watch out for is, do a simple rundown of your income and expenses and keep your overhead expenses as low as possible. Mm-hmm. Do not go rent space. Do not sign a lease for space straight out of the gate. Try to work from home first. Try to work on Zoom first. Try to, cut your overhead anywhere you can for starters, because it's probably not, you probably don't need the overhead. You probably don't have the client flow and all these other important pillars set up in your business that justifies the need for an office space, for example. Yeah. That's just a notorious example. It's not only about office space.
I try to work from backwards, and I'm like, okay, so how much money do I need per month to survive the bare bones? And we did this with a financial advisor that was really cool.
Right.
Bare bones, we need, I'm going to say we're going really low, like $2,500. We need $2,500 to survive. That's rent. That's taking care of the dogs. Yeah. That's our food. That's our whatever. So we go there. And so $2,500. And then let's say you did say, well, I really feel I need a brick and mortar space to see clients in outside of my home. That's really important. So let's say that's $500. Okay. So, and that includes internet and electricity, all that kind of stuff. We're going really low here. Okay. So now you have to have $3,000 a month to survive. So whether you're supplementing your income or whatever you're doing, that that's the thing that you need. So I don't know if we need to do math here, but I know we probably do. But let's say
there's a whiteboard function, I think.
Oh, that's fun. We'll do that later. We'll figure that out later. But if we do $3,000 and you divide that by, let's say, 30 days, that means you need to make $100 a day.
30, how much? 3,000?
3,000 divided by 30.
That would be, I don't know.
Whatever. So let's say you need $100 a day.
I don't like to do math live.
Neither do I. So let's say it's $100 a day. Let's say it's $100 a day. So you charge per hour $100, and that's you need that client. Oh, perfect.
3,000 divided by 30 is 100. Yes.
All right. So every single day out of that month, you need to make $100, and you know that you need a client a day. Can you get a client a day, or get something like 2 clients a day, 5 days a week? So when you look at it like that, you know you have to do that in order to substantiate getting that office space. So before you sign a lease or before you do whatever, you have to cover your first element of I have to survive. And then when you start adding on, you have to think you also have to cover that as well. If you do not think that you can get 30 clients in a month, essentially, then it's not time to buy that extra space. Or buy that marketing program or whatever extra additional things that are $2,000 and $5,000 plus.
Yeah, don't spend tens of thousands of dollars on something. Ooh, I think I can sell that, and then get sold on something somebody else is selling. I've seen that happen before too.
I've done that. we've done that.
Not with me, you haven't.
Yeah,
we never paid tens of thousands of dollars.
No, not tens of thousands of dollars, but a couple $1,000s for a marketing program.
Yeah, doesn't hit my radar.
Yeah, but it's like one of those things where you have to qualify your purchase.
Yeah, if the ROI, if the return on investment is completely questionable and you have nothing to go on, then you might consider not spending that money. You know, another thing, since we're using office space as an example. And I'm surprised that you went into more detail than me, actually.
I know.
But and I wrote this in my last book, is if you are going to use office space, don't sign a lease for multiple years if you're just getting started in business. Business changes fast.
All the time.
It's very dynamic. I wouldn't plan. I mean, you can have an overarching kind of basic plan, and then you have maybe a smaller plan for the short term. But really, if you do get office space, you know, try to do monthly, try to do hourly at first. Yes. You can find a place like that, because I promise you'll be crying if you don't do that and you're sitting in that empty office without having client flow. But yeah, if you're going to sign a lease, 6 months to a year max, and even better, starting out, find a place where some other business entrepreneur who made a poor choice needs to rent out their space, and they're hoping that you're going to rent
sublet
rent out their space hourly. Yeah. That would be much wiser.
Look on Craigslist. There are options for you for that.
Right.
All right, let's go to the next one. So this one is be scrupulous.
Be scrupulous. Yeah. So that just means be frugal, you know, be cheap. You know, most things are free online anymore, or cheap online. Definitely you want to get savvy with Google searches, finding stuff on YouTube and Fiverr. Fiverr.com is a godsend for getting great stuff done for hundreds less than it used to cost before Fiverr. It's really ruined a lot of traditional careers because it's so damn cheap. Or it's provided a lot of opportunity for those old careers, you know, like graphic designers, which I used to be one professionally. So I can talk bad about that, because now you can do so much with Canva and other things. Yeah. You don't have to go to school to be a graphic designer anymore. You can, especially if you want to take a certain career tracks. But if you want to be an entrepreneur, do not need to get a graphic design degree. You can just go to Fiverr. Yep. YouTube. There are countless people looking to make videos on new content, because YouTubers, if you do it well, it's a very lucrative thing, and they can make a lot of money just with affiliate commissions alone. So the world is clamoring to find new content to create, which means when you have a question you need to get answered, you can go to YouTube and there's a chance, maybe
It's
even,
already there.
maybe a fair chance that it's already been answered. And here you are thinking, oh, I was going to buy a program to teach me how to do this. This person offers all this stuff for free, all this teaching. I mean, training, teaching, how to use software, things like that.
We do it on our site. Tons of training.
You could buy a book that has the same information that we're giving you in this video,
right?
and this video is the cliff notes.
Yeah.
So you're not even wasting the amount of time on the extra stuff that you weren't looking for because you searched for this specific video or another topic that you were exactly looking for. Yeah. I used to own a Jeep, and I'm like, it used to be you had to get a owner's manual before YouTube.
Yeah.
And then YouTube came out, and then you see people uploading videos, and now there's a lot more than there was even 5 years ago. And I tell you what, I'm like, boy, is there going to be a video for this? This is a pretty specific thing I got to do in my Jeep. Sure enough, somebody had a video on that really specific thing because it was a common problem that needed to be solved. And therefore people were searching for it. And some YouTuber was like, hey, I can
fill that gap.
I can fill that gap and make some affiliate commissions because people are asking this question. They fulfilled the demand. So definitely go to YouTube, definitely search on Google, and go to Fiverr before you do anything else. That's going to save you a lot of money.
Yep, for sure. You had a Jeep video up that had like 30,000 views or something.
I did. I made a viral video on solving a common problem that Jeepers had about their lift kits and how to decide. Everybody buys a Jeep and then they want to lift it, but they don't know how or what or why. And I came up with a very economically friendly answer.
Yeah.
And I hadn't even looked at it in 5 years. And then I looked at it and like, hey, look, this one video got like 30,000 views. And I didn't do anything to promote it. That was just completely organic searches and stuff. So
I love it.
Supply and demand.
Perfect. Next, hire a business coach.
So hire a business coach or consultant and work 1 to 2 times per month with them, no matter how you evaluate your progress. So that, I like that. So that means you don't know, as a new entrepreneur, you're not going to know what progress looks like. I said the same thing for anybody doing life coaching or therapy as well. It's going to get worse before it gets better, probably. But a better analogy, that's not necessarily true, but a better analogy is
awareness becomes more. Yeah. You become more aware and that feeling becomes more acute, I think.
Right. You want to hone in on your own skill set of self-awareness and self-assessment. I mean, some business owners right out of the gate have no clue how to self-assess because everything is brand new. So you might think that you're great. You might think that you had a great day because you told off a customer who was wrong about something about your business. That might feel good to your ego, but you might have lost a customer.
And many more customers.
Once they share people about how bad you treated them. So there are different ways to quantify things, and you really, really, really pays to have a mentor or a business coach to help you track progress. I am not a fan of doing one-off coaching or one-off mentoring because I've done it before to where working with people for a certain amount of time, 3 months minimum, 6 months minimum, once a month at least, once every 2 weeks at least, is going to provide a lot more sharpening of your trajectory in terms of what things you should be working on. How do you know if you're dilly-dallying? How do you know if you're wasting time or not? How is it going? Are we getting fruit here or are we not? Am I wasting too much time on Facebook and, things like that? Just really, as a beginner business owner, really it's about finding out what you should be spending time on and what you shouldn't be spending time on.
How would you suggest they find a coach? Is there, or how would you qualify a good coach?
Well, there are a lot of good coaches out there and a lot of good mentors. Mentors by nature are free. So you might find people who are willing to mentor you, even if they weren't planning on it. I mean, that's how you get really good deals. People who are so well off, they don't need to coach you, but they can mentor you. That's a miracle when that happens, or a godsend. Otherwise, I mean, people who are a little bit more in the now are gonna, and keeping up with things, obviously, are going to be charging money. $200, $100 to $200 an hour is what I would expect with the business owner. You want to find out who feels right for you. Don't get coaching from someone who only has credentials and then is giving you good things to do, but it really doesn't feel like it's a fit for you for some reason. Now, some things in business you need to do because you need to do them, depending on your industry. Other things aren't the case. So I would do some searches. I would talk to some people in your network. I would ask questions. I would find out who in your network does business coaching, or who in your network knows a business coach. That might be enough. And frankly, it might be better to do that than doing a Google search, because if it's coming as an extension of your network, chances are they're going to be more like-minded to you.
That's a good point.
But make sure that they do have the business chops. Don't just pick someone who's a half step ahead of you. Pick someone who is a few steps ahead of you, who has created a 6-figure company, for example.
They don't have to be multi-millionaire.
No, not at all. That would be overkill.
All that stuff. You don't need that.
You don't need it.
They're not really where you are, so they may not even be able to empathize.
Right. And you don't want to pay for more than what you need either.
Right.
Which reinforces our other points. Don't buy the office when you don't have client flow, right? Well, you don't need $1 million business coach when you aren't sure what to spend your time on as a business owner.
Right. And a lot of things you can find online too. All right. Here's another one of our favorite things. Ready, fire, aim.
This was an homage to Kira, my wife. Like some people say, some people say, like Tony Stark says, we have a Hulk. I say, I have a Kira. Which is I like you. Which is a compliment to her. And she's taught me how to be more agile, because I'm more of the perfectionist. She's more of the mover and shaker kind of, let's get going, but let's not overly plan. We don't want to get into analysis paralysis. Mm-hmm. Let's ready, fire, and then we'll aim as we're sailing through the air. Kind of like that airplane drop, build the parachute going down. I was there was a time when I was not comfortable with ready, fire, aim. Now I think I've grown, because now it's like, okay, I'm jumping out of an airplane all of a sudden with my wife. And I'm the calm one, and I'm saying, here's our options. You can build a parachute. We can build a parachute. We can not, or whatever. So my tolerance is a lot higher.
But I will say he has helped me grow significantly, in that before it was like, say hello to my little friend. It was only fire. I was only fire. And then I was like, maybe we should get ready. Maybe we should aim. So
the ready fire,
we help each other develop.
The ready fire aim approach means you got to be agile and action oriented, and you got to act regularly. And I would argue that you should also be creating content regularly as well, as a way of outreach. That is the best thing to do, like we're doing right now in this video, is to create content. You're delivering value before the sale's even happening, mm-hmm. and you're helping people to know, like, and trust you. There's no better way to do business when you are starting out. So that's the ready, fire, aim approach.
I like it.
Yeah, you don't want to only fire and not follow through and not aim at all, because then you don't know what the hell's happening. You're just firing all over the place.
Yeah, and you're wasting resources and energy and
time, money.
Yep.
buying things you don't need. That's just fire, 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 you know?
Yep.
But what I used to do before Kira, would just be ready, 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 aim, 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 maybe fire. That's more or less procrastination, self-sabotage,
It's great for NASA.
Analysis paralysis.
Great for building a
rocket
rocket
I would be
ship.
Great for NASA. I'd be great.
Great for building a rocket.
One launch and a lot of planning beforehand. And it's got to be perfect or boom,
That's right. Yeah.
So I probably should give them a call. But other than that.
No, they'll watch this video and call you.
No, that's what every business owner hopes for. Never happens. But yeah, so you don't want to be you don't want to not qualify and just fire, 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 because then you don't learn anything. You waste a lot of time and energy. You don't want to ready, ready, ready. Then you're into analysis paralysis. You want to ready, aim, fire. And you want to do it consistently, or ready, fire, aim is also good.
Yeah.
But you get the point. Stay in the middle, stay moving.
Yeah. All right. The next one, produce content regularly. And he talked a little bit about this previously in the be scrupulous and the ready, fire, aim areas. Right.
Yeah. Just to reiterate, produce as a new business owner, create content regularly, start a YouTube channel, start a blog, get traffic coming to your websites, services, and products. Mm-hmm. There's nothing, it's costing us nothing to produce this video and put it on YouTube, which is why you see a lot of people doing it. And some are completely unproduced. Some of them are super well produced. And then a lot of them are kind of in the middle. But, it doesn't really matter what the production value is at first. What matters is that you are putting yourself out there. This is marketing. A YouTube video is marketing. A blog is marketing. Mm-hmm. And Google will index it. It may take time, and you don't have to pay for SEO, especially starting out. But just getting the content out there, Google will index it, and you will start to see traffic coming your way. And then after a while, you'll get a lot of views. You can affiliate your YouTube content as a revenue stream if you really want to go far with that. You definitely just want to get exposure and provide value. Have people get to know, like, and trust you before they even do business with you. And then you're going to get business, also traffic coming to your website and for your products, programs, and services.
Yeah. And if you have a YouTube channel, put it in the comments. We'd love to check out your YouTube channel.
Sure.
All right. Awesome. And then finally, the last one, read or listen to business books.
Yeah. So read or listen to business books about how to spend your time most wisely, because everything you do in your business is based on what you know or don't know, right? You know what you know and you act on it. And we don't know what we don't know, right? So education with videos like this, YouTube videos, audiobooks, reading books. Obviously, you want to definitely spend a regular part of your week learning. I didn't put it in this list, but a similar thing I could have put in here was, work on your business at least one day every week where you're working on it, not in it.
You're not being the technician or giving the talent. So if you're a coach, you're not coaching this day. You're only
right.
Yeah. And it can be really fun.
Oh, totally fun.
Yeah.
And when you don't have a lot of client flow at first, you should be working on your business
all the time
in order to get it running. Yeah. And then eventually you'll be seeing some clients, and then eventually you'll be seeing a majority of clients, and you'll have less time spent working on the business, but you definitely still want to take at least one day a week just to be looking at how things are working and evolving. And that's going to be your systems. Does this intake form make sense? Does the way I make these phone calls make sense? Are they working? How are they working? Mm-hmm. You're testing and measuring essentially to see how you can make tweaks. And if anything, you're giving yourself a break and a breather, because that one day a week is going to determine your trajectory. You don't just want to own a job. You want to think of it in terms of a trajectory and where you're going to be going with your business. And that means thinking about it in a way that you're working on it and not necessarily in it. serving clients on a regular basis.
This would also be a good time for you to do networking. And you also might think about what types of content you're going to want to put out there for the rest of the week. So this could be a really creative opening space as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's our 8 best practice principles.
That was fun.
Yeah. We have fun when we get to talk with you guys and get to share some of our hard-earned wisdom, costly, hard-earned wisdom. Let me see if do I have your book up here? I do.
Do you?
Yeah. So here's Selling Emotionally Transformative Services by Todd Schaefer. If you want to know exactly how to structure your holistic practice in a way that you can make 6 figures, this is the book you need to buy.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. Just so you know. All right. I just want to give you a little shameless plug there.
It's a labor of love.
Yes, that is a labor of love.
If you are specifically a holistic business owner and you see clients one-on-one to do transformational coaching, it's an absolute perfect book for you. If you're not holistic, that's okay. If you don't seek clients in a one-on-one business, it'll be somewhat helpful. There are still some good systems in there, but really it's for beginner business owners to at least get started on the right foot and have a chance at becoming profitable before they give up. So we don't want that to happen.
That's right. I'm just going to put the title again in here.
Sure.
To show it. Selling Emotionally Transformative Services.
Yeah, and it's on Amazon.
Mm-hmm. And it's on Audible.
It's on Audible. That's right.
It's Audible, Kindle, and paperback as well. So we got it all figured out.
We got a lot.
We got a lot. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for staying till the end. Please put in the comments something like, "Yeah, I stayed."
I stayed to the end. I am a serious business owner.
I am a serious business owner. That would be SBS. SBO.
SBO.
Serious business owner.
Yep. Yeah, if you don't know this stuff,
SBO.
Good to know.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great night. We're out of here. Bye.